Hey everyone, and welcome to another amazing learning adventure. Have you ever been video chatting with a friend who lives far, far away, and they're getting ready for bed while you're just eating your breakfast? Super weird, right? Or maybe you've seen a movie where it's bright and sunny in New York City, but dark and spooky in London. How can it be daytime in one place and nighttime in another, all at the same exact moment? Well, get ready to have your minds blown, because today we're going to solve this mystery. We're diving deep into the super cool science of time zones. It's like being a time-traveling detective, and by the end of this video, you'll be an expert on how time works all around our planet. So, grab your explorer hats and let's get started on our journey around the world. First things first, let's talk about our home, planet Earth. Our Earth isn't flat like a pancake. It's a giant, beautiful round ball, kind of like a supersized basketball floating in space. And this big ball is constantly moving. It's always spinning on its axis, which is like an invisible line running right through its center from the top to the bottom. It does one complete spin every 24 hours. Can you guess what that 24-hour spin gives us? That's right. It gives us our day and our night. As the Earth turns, different parts of it face our star. The Sun, the side of the Earth that's facing the Sun, gets all its light and heat. So for everyone on that side, it's daytime. They're waking up, going to school, and playing outside. But what about the other side? Well, the side that's turned away from the Sun is in shadow. It's dark, and that's what we call nighttime. People on that side are looking at the moon and stars and getting ready to sleep. This constant spinning, this cosmic dance between the Earth and the Sun, is the number one reason why we have day and night. It's happening right now, even as you're watching this. So we know the Earth spins, creating day and night. But here's where it gets a little tricky. Since people live all over this big round planet, from the snowy fields of Canada to the sunny beaches of Australia, it means that when it's morning for someone, it could be evening for someone else. Imagine you're in South Africa, just waking up and pouring a bowl of cereal for breakfast. At that very same moment, a friend in Japan has already finished their dinner and is watching the sunset. If everyone used the exact same time on their clocks, it would be total chaos. Someone in Tokyo might have their clock say 7 a.m., but it would be pitch black outside. And someone in California might have their clock say 7 p.m., but the sun would be high in the sky. How would you know when to go to school or when to go to bed? It just wouldn't make sense. This was a big problem that people had to solve a long time ago. How can we organize time so that it makes sense for everyone, no matter where they live on the planet? The solution they came up with is absolutely brilliant, and it's called time zones. So, what exactly is a time zone? Think of it like this. Imagine the Earth is a giant orange. To make sure everyone gets a fair share, you slice the orange into equal pieces. Well, scientists and explorers did something similar with the Earth. They drew imaginary lines from the North Pole to the South Pole, dividing the world into 24 sections, or zones. Why 24? Because there are 24 hours in a day. Each of these zones represents 1 hour. So, as the Earth spins, each zone gets its turn to face the Sun. The time on the clock within each zone is roughly the same, and it's designed to match the position of the Sun in the sky. This means that for most people living within one time zone, noon is when the Sun is at its highest point, and midnight is in the middle of the night. These time zones are what help us coordinate everything. They make sure that when your clock says it's time for lunch, the Sun agrees with you. It's an incredibly smart system that keeps the whole world running smoothly, from your school schedule to your favorite TV shows. Now, you might be wondering, if we have all these different time zones, where do we start counting from? There has to be a starting line, right? Absolutely. The official starting point for all the world's time zones is a place called the Royal Observatory in Greenwich, a part of London, England. This line is called the Prime Meridian, and the time there is known as Greenwich Mean Time, or GMT. You might also hear it called Coordinated Universal Time, or UTC. Think of it as the world's master clock. All other time zones are measured based on how far ahead or behind they are from GMT. If you travel east from Greenwich, the time is later. For every time zone you cross, you add 1 hour. If you travel west, the time is earlier, and you subtract 1 hour. Let's look at an example. If it's 12 o'clock noon in London, right on the GMT line in Paris, France, which is one time zone to the east, it would be 1 p.m. But if you were in New York City, which is 5 time zones to the west, it would only be 7 a.m. It's the same moment in time, but the clocks show different hours to match the local daylight. Isn't that mind-bending? This is why, when you travel a long distance, especially on an airplane, you experience something people call jet lag. Let's say you get on a plane in Los Angeles at 8 p.m. You fly for 11 hours to London. If you just added 11 hours, your watch would say 7 a.m., but when you land in London, it's actually 4 p.m. in the afternoon. Your body feels like it's the middle of the night, but the sun is still up. That's because you didn't just fly through the air. You flew across 8 different time zones. Your watch and your body's internal clock have to jump forward 8 hours to catch up with the local time. So, you didn't magically travel into the future, but your clock did. It takes a few days for your body to get used to the new schedule of daylight and darkness, and that sleepy out-of-sorts feeling is what we call jet lag. The next time you see a character in a movie fly to another country and immediately have to reset their watch, you'll know they're not just being fancy, they're adjusting to a whole new time zone. Here's a fun fact for you. The system of worldwide time zones is actually a fairly new idea. Before the late 1800s, most towns and cities had their own local time, based on when the sun was highest in their sky. This worked fine when people traveled slowly by horse and carriage. But when fast-moving trains were invented, it became a huge problem. A train traveling from one city to another would have to constantly adjust its schedule to match the dozens of different local times along its route. It was a scheduling nightmare. Imagine the train conductor shouting, "We'll be arriving in the next town at 12:03 p.m., which is 11:57 a.m. their time, and 12:15 p.m. in the town after that." To solve this confusion, a Canadian engineer named Sir Sandford Fleming proposed a system of worldwide standard time zones. The very system we use today. This standardized system was adopted in 1884 and made it possible to create reliable train schedules, and later airplane schedules, TV broadcast times, and international phone calls. Without time zones, coordinating our modern, connected world would be nearly impossible. All right, time for a quick recap to make sure we've got all this straight. First, our planet Earth is a sphere that is constantly spinning, and it takes 24 hours to make one full rotation. Second, this spinning is what creates day and night. When a part of the Earth faces the sun, it's daytime, and when it's turned away, it's nighttime. Third, to keep time organized all around the globe, the world is divided into 24 time zones, one for each hour of the day. This makes sure that the time on our clocks matches the position of the sun. Fourth, the starting point for time is Greenwich Mean Time (GMT) in London. As you travel east, time is ahead of GMT, and as you travel west, time is behind GMT. And finally, when you travel across these zones, you have to change your clock, which is why your watch might show a completely different time after a long flight. You're now officially a time zone expert. So, the next time you see a live event on TV from another country, like the Olympics or the World Cup, and the time seems strange, you'll know why. It's all because of our amazing spinning Earth and the clever system of time zones that helps us all stay in sync. When you're eating your lunch, someone on the other side of the planet is just waking up, and someone else is getting ready for bed. We're all sharing the same planet, just at different moments in our day. The world is a huge and wonderful place, and time zones are just one of the many incredible things that make it work. It shows just how connected we all are, even when we're thousands of miles apart. I hope you had a blast learning all about time and time zones with me today. It's a pretty cool topic, isn't it? If you enjoyed this video and learned something new, please give it a big thumbs up, and do not forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you won't miss our next learning adventure. Share this video with your friends and family so they can become time zone experts too. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Keep exploring and stay curious.